Hello,
World.
this is your host Jack, and my co-host.
Jacob.
Uh, this is Tech Futurist. If you have yet to notice yet, so for this week, as we always do, we start something we have gotten throughout the week, or we're getting soon. And this week we have Jacob, who is getting a few things.
Yes, the first thing I'm getting a USB-C hub, which I already have three of actually, but the current one that I have plugged into my MacBook covers up both USB-C slots on the left side, and unfortunately, um, it's the other one I have, which only covers up one, doesn't have an HDMI port.
Hmm.
So the one that I'm getting has an HDMI port and also only covers up one USB-C port. And
Yeah,
then I can plug the other one in and gain another four, however many USB ports that it contains.
yeah.
So,
So I have to preface this that the reason why Jacob needs to get a USB-C hub is because the MacBooks and the newer ones don't have USB-A outputs. They only
which I'm kind
have
of okay with.
okay. You're okay with it, but then at certain right now, it's kind of like
Well,
why
yeah, there
though?
are certain points where it is a really, really annoying. But I mean, and I'm pretty sure we talked about this in a previous episode where uh, we're both kind of on USB C a lot at this point. There's
Oh
very
yeah,
few
oh yeah,
things.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, a lot of the current stuff, everything still runs off USB-A, flash drive.
Oh no, I'm not against you, and that's why I need these USB hubs.
Yeah, because we need those USB-As until we until
Yeah,
we until we figure out what the USB-C
like
situation. Because
yeah.
don't forget,
Well, which it is getting there. I'd say maybe in the next 10, 20 years, assuming we make it that far.
yeah,
Hopefully,
but
everything will be USB C.
or
Maybe
D
even
at that point.
MagSafe USB. B? No, no,
D.
we've already had B.
I
Oh,
said
E.
D. D, not E. D.
Oh, T.
God, right after C is D. What do you? Oh God, you should be really
Well, I
acquainted with
don't know.
D's.
I don't know. Maybe there's going to be an E by then. It's 20 years in the future.
Oh, 20, yeah, 20 years in the future, yeah. But I'm saying like there should be at least
So
a
see,
D.
I'm thinking ahead of your D. Don't take that out of context, please.
When I say he should be acquainted with D's a lot, it's because his grades were in D range.
Oh, fuck off, why don't you?
um. So, okay, the reason why I'm kind of iffy with USB C is because there is no like clear output input for it. It's always
Well,
like
no, that's one of the best parts about it.
yeah,
When I got my Nexus 5X, both sides were USB C, and I loved that. I mean, albeit I usually kept one side plugged in the entire time. But
yeah,
like, if I ever had to unplug it, it didn't matter which side I plugged in, which was such a good feeling because with normal USBs, it's like okay, now first you got to find the correct side to put it in, and then when actually plugging it in, you know, half the time you get it wrong 100% of the time.
there's a trick to
So
that. If you look
yeah,
at the
you.
USB, sorry,
Oh no,
if
no,
you
no! That's being smart. No one has time for that.
if you look at the USB A, on the top it has the logo, and that's the right way. That's the right side up. That's how you
The
plug it in.
logo.
Yeah, like
I'm
the
I'm looking at like a cable in front of me. Uh,
it should have like the oh plug me like the three lines thing.
Hold on, I'm gonna show Jack one right now.
Okay, turn around. You plug in that one.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, yeah, I see. So what I'm saying is that there's like a little thing that has a line through it, and it
It's not
shows.
working. I had to plug it in upside down.
Well, okay, that's because your thing is upside down. But yeah, that's one of the tricks
Like
to it.
still that's one of the things about USB C. It doesn't matter which way you plug it
Well,
in,
yeah,
and
okay,
it is
that
so great to just take it, plug it in, not needing to care. The only time I care is when like the cable started to get twisted.
yeah, But the reason why I bring up a dedicated output input is because what if something you want to charge only? I mean, sorry, for data transfers. You don't know if you want the data from your phone or from your PC or whatever you're plugged into. Oh, and something happened to Jacob. Uh,
Sorry, it was getting really, really hot. I had to turn the I had to turn the air on.
okay. Yeah, 'cause you just did like a hand gesture and just disappeared.
Well,
Uh,
I was trying to say keep talking so no one would notice, but now you brought it up.
hey, yeah, it's a live reaction. What do you want from me?
Fair, fair. So the other thing that I'm getting, I was watching a YouTube video and I totally forgot that these had this functionality. I'm getting NFC tags just
Mhm.
because one, I think the technology is absolutely awesome. And two, there's a lot of things that I could set them up for now that I don't live in a dorm.
Mhm.
I could have one by my door so I could basically swipe my phone over it and it will turn my lights and TV off.
Yeah, it's like how you have NFC tags on like headphones, like my headphones, and basically what it does, it just connects to it. Also, you know
By
the
the way, real quick, NFC stands for near field communication for those who don't know.
yeah, and when you have cards, like credit cards or whatever kind of or debit cards, you have the tap function. Those are NFC tags in them. The reason why
Yep.
I know
Or
that
you
for
could
sure.
pay with your phone, which is the same technology.
And that's how I know. Well, the reason why I know for sure is because I accidentally put my phone on top of my wallet, and it says NFC tag not registered or not recognized. Like, wait, what? And then I realized, oh, it's my credit card has been tapping the back of my phone.
Yeah, I actually showed my grandmother that trick yesterday, and she was like, "Oh my god, that's so cool!"
Yeah, NFC tags. They've been in it for a while, like, and it's good. I mean,
Yeah,
like Apple is
there's
like
just
recently starting with it too. And the reason I
well,
say
they
recently is because
yeah. What do you mean?
what I mean is they didn't start off with the Google Pay or Samsung Pay. They came later with Apple Pay, and like
Yeah,
before
yeah.
that, both Google and Apple and Samsung both were like, "Oh, use your phone to tap," and then I was like, "Holy shit, you could do
Well,
that?"
I'd say that's built into more of the Android side. I wouldn't
Yeah,
say Google or Samsung. I think that's just more Android.
I mean the one thing I would to say is about the Samsung Pay is that they bought, I think, a credit card company a few like years ago. I'm not sure if it's a credit card company or not.
I could see that.
But I mean, the reason I bring that up is because Samsung Pay has this magnetic field sort of thing, so it can emulate as if the card was swiped. So if a system doesn't have the tap feature, Samsung Pay can emulate like an actual magnetic read of the card swipe on the card machine, and it'll work.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. So that's the main. Like, there's a slight difference, but that difference can work on older credit card machines that you want to pay with. Now, I mean, nowadays everyone's gonna have to tap because of Apple Pay, but yeah,
Well, and that is one. So, like, I'm not a fan of iOS mostly because of a lot of the developer aspects of it.
yeah,
There's a ton of restrictions you have to follow, a lot that you can't do, and it's all like what Apple says goes. Not that
yeah.
Google is a whole lot better in that aspect, but they are a lot more lenient with things.
There's more
You
creative
know,
freedom.
that there is, and also you can make an APK and you could have a friend download it and you don't have to put it on the store, but it's
Yeah,
still usable. Something that you can't do on iOS.
yeah,
But, you know, I am, you know, I do respect when a game is good. The
yeah.
Apple Watch is pretty damn good.
The Apple Watch.
I
Yeah,
do. The Apple Watch is great. It has all these features. It also can do tap to pay, which is pretty nice.
I mean, my watch does it too. My Samsung Watch.
Yeah, but the Apple Watch I think can do a few. Not that I know all the features that the Apple Watch can do. I mean, I don't have one.
Name
Considering
if
I'm on a Pixel 4, I am waiting for the Pixel Watch, which I really hope comes out soon because
na-
guaranteed I will be getting it.
Name what you think Apple can do, and I could tell you what my watch can do.
Uh, Heart rate monitor,
I
which
have that too.
most watches can do. Yeah.
Yeah.
The walkie-talkie feature.
Okay. Never mind.
Ooh.
That's okay. That's more of because they have an ecosystem down pat with
Oh no, no, yeah, no, I understand,
well,
but my point still
you know what
stands.
you know what they don't have, a turnable bezel that makes it look like an actual watch.
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
I do.
Like
You
just
can
because you
turn
want
you
one over
you can
something.
turn the bezel without having to swipe through the screens.
No, I do get that, but there is that level of like, hey, this isn't a normal watch. This is a smart watch, and being able to turn that. There are a lot of non-smart watches that can do that.
Yeah,
For one
but
reason or another. I think I've actually seen some where you do that in order to like charge the watch.
but
And when
but
I
here's
say
the
charge, I mean more like wind it up.
yeah, like or the body winding where you just shake your wrist and it just winds itself.
Yeah, but I don't like doing that for
You could just be
obvious
walk.
reasons.
You could hey, you're not a lefty, but anyways, you
I
can
wear
just.
a watch on my left hand.
I mean, I do too, but you don't use your left for all this stuff. Um,
I mean, I catch a ball with my left hand.
yeah, you catch them
I know
balls
what
with
you're
your left
trying to
hand.
get at, but
But okay, um, okay. A lot with the Apple Watch is like it's recognizable, right?
oh no, yeah,
And with the Samsung watches, it's more like your traditional round watches. And my perspective is that I like to be more discreet in a way because I don't want to be like, oh, I have an Apple Watch, come and rob me or something. And I'm not saying come and rob me or anything, but I'm saying
don't
like
actually rob him, please.
I have no, you have nothing. I have nothing to rob from
Disclaimer:
besides
please don't actually rob Jack.
besides all the tech I may or may not have on me. But besides that
May
point,
or may not.
well, yeah, because a lot of the tech I have so far is mostly like for home use, not like to
Yeah,
carry
yeah,
around. But
yeah.
yeah,
Probably the most expensive thing we actually carry around is our phone. Like when we go out.
yeah. I mean, besides if we were still in class, or it would be ooh,
Well, if we're in,
excuse me,
I mean, if we were in class, I mean,
it would be
you
a
know,
laptops. Yeah,
as is everyone else in the classroom.
exactly. I mean, if you want to rob a place, you rob a campus, but don't go be robbing though. Don't take it from us.
Please don't. Please don't. This is all hypothetical.
Hypothetical. If you want to get rich quick, you go to campus and rob.
Actually, for that matter, it may be better. Well, enough about that. I don't want to get into that. But yeah,
um,
there are things I really do like about the Apple Watches, and I do wish that Google, who I believe recently acquired Fitbit within the past few months to a year, so
yeah.
quote unquote recently. I really hope that they end up coming out with a Pixel Watch with a lot of the Fitbit features because you take a look at the phones that they've made. I can only imagine like them making a watch that kind of like matches the level of the phones and even the Pixel Buds, and that ecosystem. But the best part about Android is like and Google is you know not you guys. Is that their ecosystem is just Android. You could have a Samsung phone, Samsung earbuds, but a Pixel Watch, and we'll still all work together because there is more based off of Android and not Google.
Mm-hmm. You know, I realize I haven't been taking notes on when we say these topics, so I'm gonna have to go back and re-listen to these, or I could just be lazy and just put one picture up, or just put random
no,
pictures in whenever I feel like it.
who knows?
Like
You guys may be seeing a phone. Yeah, I don't know. You may be seeing a controller. Whatever Jack feels.
anything I remember, I'll just plop it right in.
You're just gonna put like a single line with the word "This is a cable."
I'm just done. I'm too busy. I'm not gonna go back and try to. I mean, I could. I am also editing it, but I'm not really like editing it. I'm just putting pictures in.
Yeah.
But so yeah, Apple Watches they do good stuff. For one, mainly because of the ecosystem where everyone has the same thing and it works really well. Now, back on NFT tags, before we kind of went off from that, um,
Oh, right, that is what we were talking about.
the NFC tags, like,
Real quick, I do want to mention that I got 10 for $5.
yeah, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah,
Um,
they are extremely cheap. So, if you're looking to get some yourself, don't think that it's like, oh, this is such an investment. 10 for $5.
yeah, I mean, and the main use,
Oh,
like,
you could do a pretty cool magic trick with them, I just realized.
I mean,
Just put them on the back of cards.
God, a few, yeah, if like you print the thing on the NFC cards, and then you use your phone. Hey, this is I know what this card is.
Yeah,
That's the three of ace.
this is my magic wand. And swipe it over. It's like, oh, it looks like you have the two of hearts. How did you know? Oh, I will never tell.
But yeah, so NFC tags. I'm not sure if each tag has its own unique ID. Do they?
Uh, yeah, they should. Because if you're getting like 10,
Hmm.
and you're basically being like, this tag will have this data. So when you swipe it over this tag, this happens, and then on another tag, you give it this data. So then you swipe it over that, and then this happens. I don't know if it would be a unique ID. I'd say more like this is the data that this or action that this tag holds.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So basically,
Also, amiibos run off of NFC.
well, yeah. I mean, a lot of anything that has that weird box.
Anything that has a near field communication.
Yeah, it literally has. It looks like a N, like a double N back to back. But yeah, I mean, if you're used to NFC tags, then you know what NFC tags icon looks like. Um, so what Jacob can do with, as he's been saying, is place around the house and literally just have his phone tap or place on top of the NFC tags, and
Or kind of like
it,
even hover.
yeah, and it does basically like an if then statement where if it touches
Well,
this particular tag
yeah,
and this tag, it'll do the action.
I'd say more of a when, where like
Yeah.
when I do this,
Hmm.
this action activates. But I believe the actions are actions that kind of go through the phone. So one of the things that I plan on doing is I may put one near my bed, so when I swipe my phone over it, it will turn my lights off, turn my TV off, and set my alarm
Yeah.
for whatever time I set it to. Please
Or
don't
like,
ask. I don't want to get into that.
or you have one by your doorway, so that when you come in, you just literally instead of looking for the light switch, you just hit the phone onto the wall and just turn on lights. But
Hit the phone onto the wall. What a wonderful choice of words.
yes, yes, just
It's just
smack your
like
phone on the wall.
just fastball your phone into the wall. Well, looks like I need a new phone and a new wall.
But yeah, so like it's not just limited to
And
just
then
like lights and stuff.
on top of that, if I let's say I want to put one in like on my table, I could hover my phone over it, and I could open up the YouTube app.
Yeah, and or like you said, like I said, like he was saying, it's not just not limited to lights or just opening apps. You can literally like for I was just thinking of this now that you can set one up at your office place. Well, not anymore at this point, but you can set one at
Well,
your desk.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean in the future
yeah,
wise, yeah. But
yeah.
basically,
There's a lot of really interesting. Uh, I was gonna say a better word, but uses for it
usage.
that
Yeah.
you could do,
I mean, like one,
and
as I was trying to say, one of them is that you can have one at your desk, or your office desk, or your work desk, and instead of phones have these routines, or basically you can just turn off certain features when you're working. So instead of having to go through, like open your screen, pull down the status bar, hit the button, and it's hit OK, you can just literally put it on the NFC tag, and I'm pretty sure it'll just pop up and
basically
just
set it to a certain profile.
yes. So I mean, it's
Yeah,
like,
there's applications. That's the word that I wanted to use. There's a lot of
mm,
very good applications, and there's I don't think people are um, making enough use out of them. Not only that, I don't think a lot of people kind of know that there
I mean,
are these uses for it, and especially how cheap they are. Again,
NFC,
as we had said, I'm getting 10 for $5. That's
yeah.
10 actions around. my place that I can set them up to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not. I mean, NFC is like somewhat of old news. If you think about it, it's been
Oh,
out for
it's
years.
very old news.
So,
Yeah,
and it's like
but there's all of
people.
these applications that it's just like because like, as tech people, we know about it, but there's also and like I just remember this from watching a YouTube video the other day. Like, oh right, you can do all these things.
Yeah, I mean,
So
a
it's
lot. Yeah, go ahead.
it's so it's like there's a lot of these things where like yes, you could do a lot with, but you do kind of forget about them because like at this point, I mean, I went to the liquor store yesterday. I just swiped my card over. So it's something that, and NFC uses, so it's something that is used, almost like constantly by people, but we don't realize it.
Yeah, I mean, it's more. I hate to say this, but it's more like mainlined or whatever because of Apple, because they use it
Mainstream?
mainstream by
Oh,
Apple.
I don't know if I'd say because of Apple.
But
I
because
mean,
they,
Google Pay, Samsung Pay,
but because of Apple Pay, everyone's
my
using fucking.
American Express card has it.
Yeah, but is that after Apple Pay or before Apple Pay?
When did Apple Pay come out?
I have no idea. A couple
Well,
years ago.
then,
I mean, the thing with
yeah.
the credit cards, they're fairly recent.
Yeah, again, I don't know if I would attribute it to Apple. I'd say it was kind of just the natural progression of things.
Hopefully, it is. I mean, hey, if you want, if you okay, there's a thing, there's an alarm app that I had downloaded early some time ago where basically you can like have you can have like certain types of alarms. So basically, oh, you wake up, you have to solve this math problem in order to snooze, or you can scan a QR code and
Yeah, I
basically,
would have done those problems for you if you used that in the dorm.
yeah.
But then again, we just used Google to set those
Yeah,
alarms.
yeah. I mean, okay. What I'm trying to get at is you can set like you put NFC tags in your bathroom and be like a checkpoint.
Yeah, so you have to go. It's like a checkpoint
So it's like, oh, I gotta get up and go to the bathroom and scan the thing
in
to turn
order
it
to
off.
turn it off. Yeah.
I mean, there's just a lot more uses than I can think of now for NFC tags
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
There's a lot of really, really cool things that you can do with it.
like one thing I would like to do is put the NFC tag by the main doorway. So before I go into my room, I just put my phone on it and I'll just turn on lights. Because now I have to come in my room and be like, Google, turn on my lights. I didn't say the trigger word. All I just said was Google.
We should probably come up with like a secret word, especially for the podcast, because because we talk about Google so much.
Jacob
Yeah,
just did like a quick 360.
yeah, just to make sure, because both of us have the devices, and we say it so much. I think it'll be like a natural thing where it's just like whenever we say pumpernickel or something.
No, obviously a bit more of like a Google sounding name or
Oh no, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like it'll probably be natural to us, but that'll have to come in the future because I don't want to. I don't want to spend like 30 minutes talking about that.
um so Jacob is having a what is it again? The uh
NFC tags.
NFC tag and what else is coming?
The USB-C hub, which the USB-C hub is coming today. The NFC tags are coming tomorrow, along with a laptop stand, which I wanted because I want one. I have no reason for it. I just really wanted a laptop stand
Okay, is
because
it
right now,
yeah.
what?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right now, the two laptops I use daily are on like boxes. Like
You
even
might
my monitors are on boxes.
at this point you might as well just buy a fucking desk.
I don't have the room for it. That's the issue. I don't have enough room in my place to get an entire desk. And, those desks are a lot of money. They're not like, $50.
I
Like
mean,
if
the
I were
what?
to get a desk, I'd have to invest in it. And right now, I have things on my dining room square table. So, like, yes, I have thought about it, and I am taking a look into it. Maybe if the viewers have any good
I mean,
listeners
here's
have
a
any good suggestions, leave it in the comments.
well. I mean, here's the thing. I'm using a desk, a pretty old fashioned computer desk. $50. I mean, you have to build it yourself, but I mean, I
Oh,
don't know
I'm
how.
fine building it
Yeah,
myself. It's
like
just
IKEA
like also,
furniture. You know,
it's also like I have this table here, and I really don't want to move it because it's not light. And like, if I were to move it, I would literally have to take everything off, move it, and
Mhm.
like, I basically would have to take it apart because I'm not going to ask a friend or two to come over in these times for obvious reasons.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. So yeah.
yeah, I did, however, think about getting like a table extender.
God.
Like the things that you would put onto the desk and you would put like a keyboard on.
Mhm.
I was looking at that for those the other day. But no, I just ended up getting a laptop stand, so I have another box free.
Does it have a fan on it though to cool down
No,
the
no, no.
laptop?
It doesn't have anything below. It's kind of
Uh.
like this weird U-shaped kind of one.
Okay.
I'll send Jack a picture when I get it tomorrow. And maybe next episode, uh, he'll be able to explain that better because he's better at explaining those kinds of things than I am.
I mean, if you send me a picture tomorrow, I'll probably just throw it in if I don't edit it today. yeah. Um.
That's probably what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Here's the thing. You may see it at this point in time, or maybe 10 minutes later, or 10 minutes earlier. And if you just see it earlier, just keep that in mind that you see this, you hear it now, what it is.
Like, what the hell is this thing? Oh,
You know
now I
what?
get it.
You know what? This is gonna be a scavenger hunt. now, and now from now on,
You're just gonna like flash images throughout the video.
and they're like, "What is that?" And then, oh, okay, or something like later on, like, "Oh, that was what they're talking about." You know, keep your eyes peeled, I guess. um, so what I have to bring to the table, and news and tech news wise, uh, so remember how MagSafe for the iPhone, right? And they came out with a device. Well, before like years ago, 2017, they announced AirPower, which is basically like a mat and it has like three charging wireless charging ports for the phone, for your watch, and then for your AirPods.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they canceled that in 2019. And now they came out with their own little wireless charging docks or whatever that comes that doesn't come with it, but you can buy off their store. They have finally
Which
released.
probably cost like $150.
You were close. They have finally released it.
140.
They have finally released it on the Apple Store, and the price is 130. But
I,
wait, it gets better. It gets better.
oh,
Just like the iPhones, it only has a Lightning cable to USB-C. You don't have the AC adapter. You need to buy a separate AC adapter, and that thing can cost up $20. So basically, for the whole thing, it's $150, not including
that's
tax.
right. Don't give me that shit.
Hey, but the thing itself is 130. So I'm saying,
Okay, fair, fair. So, as good as Apple products are, minus the iPhones, because of reasons that I've stated before,
Mhm.
as good as they are, because some of them are pretty damn good. And I will admit that I have been looking into getting like the Space Magic keyboard because I do really like the MacBook keyboard, but but it's like 100 like $30, and I'm like, I could just get like a gaming keyboard.
Whereas I like my gaming keyboard with the Razer Ornata with the RGB and stuff. I got it for $80. The normal price is
Yeah, yeah, like I, I don't
So
know. Although I
I'm
have
gonna show
tried typing on.
Jacob the look of the MagSafe while it's
I don't know.
charging.
I know how it looks,
Okay, yeah.
and
So that little two little panels that just close onto itself. That's $130. That's just the little two panels. I bought.
yeah, I'm sure the quality is great.
Well,
but
because of Max, because it'll like stick to the phone, so you can like move it around and stuff.
yeah, but you know that like within a month, within a month, you're gonna have knockoffs that are gonna have the same functionality, but are gonna cost like $30,
Yeah, I mean, here's the
and
thing.
are gonna be just as good, if not better.
Here's the thing. I do also have a wireless charging dual pad from Samsung that I bought for 60. That was on sale. The normal pricing was like 80, 90. Um, in itself, it's great. I don't use it, even though I have it. Maybe because charging wired is better, but I just like to have it just in case I have other stuff I can charge. Like for example, my S8, I just pop it on and just let it charge, and then once it starts charging, pop it off. I mean, I don't use it. It's right now it's completely turned off, but I like to have some charge in it just in case the battery doesn't die if I need to use it later on. And
Yeah, just kind of
the
like how Nintendo came out and said, "Don't let your Switch be dead for 6 months."
Yeah, and the reason why they bring that out is because a lot of people over the quarantine were just buying Nintendo Switches like crazy. Like they were completely
Which
out
we
of stock.
totally support. We love Switch.
Yeah, yeah.
After
We
we're
we
done with the podcast, we're gonna play. I'm gonna be beating him in Smash Bros. Afterwards.
unless I play Zombie, then that'd be a different story.
Hey.
Zombie's my new main. I can't play any other character after Zombie now.
Well,
So
yes.
dumb.
We won't get into that discussion. Maybe if we do like a gaming podcast where we just
Podcast.
talk about Smash Bros. The entire time.
Or we could do a random rants. Just talking
Random
about.
rants. Yeah, yeah.
But
Some R&R.
but yeah, yesterday when you played Sniper Elite on Stadia, the controllers, right? I went from that to a pro controller. My A's, I'm hitting A in in the menu on the Switch. I'm like, why is it not hitting A? It was B. I was hitting B on the Switch. I'm like, what the heck? It's like like my fingers my brain didn't register to do controller, and because the Stadia controllers are a bit wider, like the form factor is a bit wider or like outwards on the handles. So my finger has like the phantom feel of like holding on to the Stadia controller. So like just literally going from the Stadia onto the Switch, there was a huge like difference.
And now maybe because when we play Smash Bros, I use a GameCube controller.
Yeah.
I didn't have that problem at all. But I have gone in the past from like a Nintendo DS or more of the Stadia kind of controller, even from like an Xbox controller to a PlayStation controller, and then back to like a Nintendo controller. And I've kind of been fine. I think maybe because like literally grown up like 6 to 10 or whatever. Like I've used controllers a lot, so it's kind of ingrained in my mind. Like this is the controller, this is the layout for this system, this is the layout for this system, and then like whenever I get a new controller, I'm just like, here's how it feels, here's the layout. Okay, we're good.
Hmm.
Which, by the way, we had some very interesting things happen during Sniper Elite 4 yesterday.
I mean, we'll briefly touch on it because this is more like techie stuff. Like Stadia in itself is like more gaming side, so we'll just briefly talk. Basically, because it's like streaming, not like based. So there's a lot of things that it's not working right. So one example, a melee kill happens, and he snipes the guy. At the same moment, I picked up the guy, but because he
Well, no,
killed him,
that's happened to us a few times
well,
where
but that,
like,
but no, but at that moment, I
but
literally,
this one was different. This one
yeah,
was different.
as if I stuck my knife to it, stuck
No,
my
no,
knife
you were
to the
already carrying a guy when I shot.
oh, okay,
Yeah, so like
the
he was carrying a
latency,
guy for some weird reason,
the
and
latency.
he
That's
was
why.
running towards another guy, and when I shot, it did like the cool slow mo portion, and it went through the guy he was carrying as if I killed that guy, and then it hit another guy, and Jack got stuck.
I got stuck carrying the guy. And then I'm like, all right, maybe if I go into like death animation or like to get revived, it'll fix it. No, I was
It
stuck. I
would.
was
It got so funny because he would be running,
in
but on
place.
my screen, well, no, even just normally, but on my screen you would be squatting, but you would be running. So all I see is you squatting and sliding across the ground. It
my
was the stupidest thing ever, and it was so great.
and my
By the
screen.
way, this has been like the only issue because also Jack was also having kind of spotty internet.
Mhm.
So, like, that was the only time we really had an issue with Stadia. And, they do say that you do need a good internet connection.
Yeah, I mean, for another thing I have to bring up is that I noticed that when I play with the spotty internet, when the graphics drops once it gets like bad connection. But when it does happen, I kind of have to reconnect my controller because that's also connected to the Wi-Fi. I kind of wish that the Stadia controller can just be connected by Bluetooth, not not just through Wi-Fi. Like
I'm
optionally.
100% positive you probably looked this up already, but can't they
I
do
didn't.
that?
I didn't. They said you can, but for whatever reason, my Bluetooth is not registering it. So
Mm.
it'd be a lot easier if it just registers through that and then having instead of
Well, if
registering through
nothing else, you
Wi-Fi.
could just plug it in through USB.
C's, yes. Um,
Like USB, USB C. The controller is USB C only.
I know, but it's a little pain in the ass. Like I like it wireless because I can move around with it. Your thing is delivered. You want to go get it?
No, 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 no. I'll wait. I'll be good. I'll be good. I just got the notification that my USB C hub just got delivered. So I'm gonna be shaking in my seat for the next however long we have.
About 25 minutes.
Oh, then I'll be shaking in my seat for 25 minutes.
I mean, we're gonna play Smash right after this. You're not gonna just go get it, aren't you? I mean,
Ah!
how long does it take you to go get it?
5-10 minutes.
Do you want me to be on a solo talk for 5 to 10 minutes?
No, 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 no. I'm fine waiting. I'm fine waiting. Because I would still need. Because as soon as I get it, I'm gonna want to plug it in, and it's gonna be a whole ordeal.
Yeah. Um. So okay, the one thing I want to bring it back up again, since we got sidetracked it again, like I always do.
Just a little.
What the wireless charger do I have? The one thing I have a qualm with is the watch portion. Maybe because my watch is like 3 years old, not the newer watches, but it fits on the watch portion just fine. But for whatever reason, it just kind of keeps like it's like not moving, but it keeps saying, "Oh, you're not putting it on right," or "You put it on right, but not put it on right." It's the back and forth that keeps doing that.
Yeah, actually, I get that a lot with my Pixel stand. So, like, I'll put my phone on right in the middle, and it'll say, "Realign your phone to start charging," and I'm like, "Realign it how? You're right in the middle."
Exactly. I mean, that's one of the things about MagSafe that'd be great because it just aligns
No,
it
no,
to
yeah,
every day.
that's one of the reasons why, like, I really hope that Google and Samsung adopts that because I'm like 100% on board with that.
Hmm.
Like, I can't wait to see like a Pixel Stand 2 that has the MagSafe ability, a Pixel Watch that has it, the Pixel Buds 3 that have it. Like,
Okay.
oh,
The watches have MagSafes in a way, like they're magnetic enough.
oh well. I have like the Sony Smartwatch 3, which God knows how old that is. That's probably like I think I got that maybe like 4 or 5 years ago at this point. Maybe actually, probably. I feel like even more.
Well,
It is like
I do have my watch has a charging dock, maybe, but it's still magnetic in a way. It's still
yeah.
wirelessly charges. But yeah. Um, I just lost my train of thought there.
Yeah. 2014. Yeah, November 2014 is when it came out. The Sony Smartwatch 3, I believe, from what I'm seeing. It is an old watch, and I still use my Sony Smartwatch 3 because it's actually really great. And I have
Wait,
tried a few.
Yeah, no. Like, I mean, like, you can continue talking, but like, didn't you just buy a new watch recently? Not recently, but like last year. Like your
Uh,
the one that lasts a long time without charging, the 30 days one.
yeah, the Amazfit Bip. So I did, and as great as like the battery life. I mean, if you use it like normally, because what they say is if you basically turn everything off, use it as just a watch, it'll last like 42 days,
Mm-hmm.
which is great if you're willing to spend like $100 on a smartwatch that you use as a normal watch,
Uh,
which I don't. Normally, like I could get it to last like 2 weeks without a single charge, which
yeah.
was great. But there's a lot of functionality that I just kind of missed from Android Wear. Like being
Uh,
able to swipe away notifications was so great. And like if I'm at a dinner table and I get a notification, if I get an email from YouTube that's just like, hey, this person uploaded a video. I'm like, that's not really important. Though, like an email, not the YouTube notification, because that one, sometimes I'll be like, I want to add to watch my watch later, which I could still do on the Android Wear watch, and I have done so. And then I could just get rid of that notification, so I don't have to worry about it later. Because YouTube also, I think, only lets like only shows up to like four or five YouTube notifications.
hmm.
So I want to make sure I'm on top of those because I don't want to miss one just in case there's like a YouTuber that I'm like, oh, I can't wait for them to upload. And then, it's
No,
like, oh, they uploaded 6 notifications ago. We're not showing you that because
no.
that's just how it works.
For me, it shows all of them. Like it'll
No, not
group
for
up.
me.
For me, it'll group them up, but it still shows all of them.
No, it doesn't group them for me.
Mm.
It hasn't on my Pixel 2. I think back on my Nexus 5X it used to.
I mean, on my other device, when I come home, uh, I'll just have like 10 YouTube videos just like in my notifications. So
Yeah, but so it is. I mean, it is the Android Wear functionality is just really good for Android.
mhm.
It has a lot better things. I can control music better. I could actually play and pause. While on the Amazfit Bip, you couldn't.
I mean,
You know
I remember
it.
the day when you got it. You were showing off to me like I can da 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 da.
Oh no. It's. I'm not saying it's a bad watch. It's a fantastic watch.
Usability though is not as great.
Usability. It's I just kind of miss the more functionality over battery. Like my biggest reason for getting it was the battery because my Sony smartwatch, like just charging it is a pain because I have to just get in behind
Oh yeah, and you plug it
it's
in.
just
Yeah,
re-
it's not wireless
and it's
charge.
just
Yeah,
really annoying and it's USB A or micro USB. Sorry.
yeah,
Um.
yeah.
So it's between that, it's between this, it's between another thing. Battery can barely last like a day sometimes.
Oh yeah, and I just want to preface when we say micro, it means micro USB.
Yes, yes. Well, I did say micro USB, didn't
Oh my, sorry, micro USB B. USB micro B. That's what the official name is. Micro USB micro B.
I? Okay, whatever. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have enough care to include the extra B.
Well, yeah, because I actually saw like the history of like these USBs, and it was interesting of like everything. But
That actually does sound pretty interesting.
so one of the
But
things
yeah,
I'm looking forward. Oh, you have any? Yeah, let you finish, and then I'll say my piece.
no, no, go on, please
No. That's the next one's the next topic, so to speak.
speak. Oh, glorious Caesar!
I don't make me backstabbed. God.
Anyone who gets that reference gets a bunch of tech futurist points. By the way.
How about this? if Jacob, if you find someone who gets the reference and puts it in the comments, I'll log in the YouTube channel and I'll like it from the channel since you don't have
Don't
to log in.
test me. I could find people.
Well, they have to comment on it, view it, and comment on it. I
Oh
don't
no,
have.
I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can still find people.
And then you gotta tell me who it is, and I'll log into the YouTube account and I'll like it.
Well, so that's just people I know. If someone's listening to this and knows that reference, then double brownie points.
We're not big enough to give give away free stuff, you know.
Yeah, we're sorry if we had if we had like or whatnot, then yeah, we would 100% give like maybe 50% off or maybe even a giveaway, but we don't. So we're super sorry.
You know what we should do? Give away our old
What?
cords.
What?
Give away our old
Or
cords.
what?
Our old cords that we don't use anymore.
Just sign them and like J A.
Hey, it's something we use, you know. That's ridiculous with celebrities. Is that when someone knew something by a celebrity, the value of it just went up. Like if a celebrity just used a
Oh
foot.
no! Anything we sign, value will go down on. But I think putting our logo on a shirt would actually be like super nice because
Yeah,
because I would love like we're gonna get a little out of tech right here. So I love wearing hoodies. I expect my favorite though are like the really really lightweight hoodies, and even the zip up ones I like even more because sometimes like you know you feel kind of badass wearing them sometimes if it's windy. I love wearing those, and to have like our logo on like the chest would be like super cool.
if anything, I would like to have a hoodie that has a lot of zippers in
Yeah, we could techify this all we want,
it. Have
but
a sophisticated, a designated phone pocket so no one
does
can
it have a
actually.
suffocated?
No, a designated phone
Yeah, a
pocket.
designated phone. Ooh,
Like,
actually, yeah.
but
So
the thing
like
is,
kind of on the inside, this is where the phone goes.
like, no, like,
You can feel like a secret agent taking the phone out. Oh man,
the
I'm
thing is,
totally down for that.
the thing is, would you want a zip up or just a regular hoodie?
Yes.
Both. So okay, with the zip up, you can get away with a lot of inside pockets, but with the regular hoodie, it's kind of hard to get pockets. But my idea is like, you know how pockets you have to go like outwards, like it face outwards. My idea is that you have to go cross-handed inwards, so that way you can reach in to the pocket from your other side. What's wrong?
I just checked where the package was delivered, and I have no idea where that is.
You just did the WTF but without
Yeah,
saying it.
guys, I was like, where the hell is that? So I'm. By the way, this is how we normally talk. But like for the past few episodes, we've tried our best to stay on topic. Normally, we'll like hop from topic to topic.
I mean, we're trying to keep it on top of tech as much as we can.
Well, yeah, yeah. So that's why I felt okay looking at it and being like, where is this tech thing?
I mean, okay, I want to talk about the next Galaxy S series briefly.
Ooh, ooh.
Apparently, there are a lot of rumors by the first quarter of Q1 of 2021. That's literally like 2 to 3 months earlier than their initial release. That it could come out with either the Galaxy S21 or the Galaxy S30. I'm
I was
guessing.
gonna say 30.
Yeah, I'm guessing
Or
they were going.
maybe 25.
No, it makes more sense to go
May,
21 because it's
no,
like
maybe they'll go by fives.
no, no. They went from I don't know if they had one or two. I don't know if they have one or two, but I know they have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then to 20 because it fits to 2020. So that's
Maybe
what
they'll do
that's
it exponentially, and then the next one will be 100.
and then the next one should be 21 for year of 2021. It just makes sense like the way it lines up. So now,
Oh yeah, yeah, that's actually very true. Yeah, I think.
so now when it's
Oh
like
yeah, actually, I think they'll probably go 21 because now it's like when did the S 22 come out?
year
It came
2022.
out in 2022. What do you think?
Like
And
you
then when
have
it reaches the year 3000 or 2100, they'll start over again.
oh no, they just name it Galaxy 100. Oh no, Galaxy X. No, C. Galaxy SC.
C. No, don't they already have a C series?
That's a C series, but not S series. S series C.
Oh, so
S.
SC
Yeah, but who
for
knows? What?
Scorpion.
But who knows when they get to the 100? I hope we're alive by that point still.
Oh yeah, that would be. It would be nice if we're all alive by then.
Yeah, but uh, it will be because they probably get rid of the C line at that point. I have no idea. I know they have the A
I
line.
mean, I don't think anyone really even hears about the C line right now.
It's usually a lot. It's the I know the A line is mostly like India with the low to mid range. But anyways, um, 21 Galaxy S 21 projected quote unquote to be coming out in Q1. Well, it is going to come out in Q1 in March or April, but
So, what are the features?
no idea.
Oh, so this is just like, hey, this is coming out and nothing else.
I mean, people are saying that it could be they're gonna have finally have in display cameras, so there won't be a hole punch anymore.
I actually
Uh,
kind of like the hole punch,
I
to
mean,
be honest.
but like basically, you just have like a screen over it, and you won't see it when you're using it. But when you turn it
Oh no,
off,
I understand that, but like with the era of notches, which by the way I think looked really ugly, I did really like the hole punch.
yeah. I mean, the hole punch was their thing after the S10 series. What's interesting, I don't get interesting is that
Real quick. As much as I like Google, I do think the Pixel 3 looked really ugly with the notch. So, not even my loyalty to Google can withstand that.
I had when they came out, I was like, Jacob, that comes with a notch. I was like, yeah, it's so
No, no, yeah, I saw it. I was like, I mean, the XL one looked really, really ugly. I was
yeah.
like, yeah. How do you spell that? EWUAH?
Oh, you need the L in there. Blech. But anyways,
Yeah.
yeah, and even though I am on the S series line, uh, I've been trying to go to the S Note line for the past few. So this year, well, they're coming up the next line, the next phone, because I have the S10 for 2 years, almost 2 years at this point. I'm gonna wait an additional 6 months, which so that the Note comes out because the Note is usually the high end of the S series.
I'd say depending on what features the S20.
I know.
Because there might be a chance that you break, and he's gonna come to me like, Jacob, but it's so cool.
From the 8, I wanted the Note 10.
I mean, I'm gonna be doing that with the Pixel 6.
Yeah,
Because, just like Jack had said, it's coming up on 2 years. And one of the things I like to do is every 2 years get
yeah.
a new phone. Mostly because, I'm an Android developer and I like to stay up to date with a lot of these features. And, especially SDKs. And after about 2 to 3 years, that's when the API version stopped being supported for the phone.
Hmm.
So, you know, when the Pixel 6 comes out, then it'll basically be good for the next 2 years until the Pixel 8, which I will probably be getting as well.
I mean, yeah.
Boy,
I mean, now with Samsung, they're doing instead of just 2 years, they're doing 3 year, 3 to 4 years support on the system updates. So I think my Samsung 8 is gonna get it might get the Android 11. Yes, Jacob.
yes, I was raising my hand. That just reminded me, I believe it was either last month or this month that the Pixel 2 had its final update,
Yeah,
its final security patch. So now my Pixel 2 is getting nothing more. It's at the end of its life, basically.
yeah, and
Albeit, I'm still going to be using it for
yeah,
development, but it's at its end of its life, and because of that, when the Pixel 6 comes out, now I'm gonna be able to use my Pixel 4 for development.
hmm
Because one of the things that I have learned is need to stop using my daily driver and putting like the next Android beta onto it. I need
Yeah.
to stop doing that. So having that development phone, that backup phone, to try out all of those new features was really, really great, and it made me super excited for things. And there was constantly times in which I think I was even to Jack. I was like, "Please let me do it, please! It's so cool."
And from Samsung part of things is that when you from I know for a fact that from the S6 to S7, there really wasn't any much difference besides the S7 has better stuff in it, and from the S8 to S9, the S9 just had better stuff than the S8. Now with the S10 to S20 Ultra 20, there were slight differences. Like one, the 20 has more cameras. They have a more in the middle hole punch rather than a big hole punch on the side on the S10. But the thing is, like, there wasn't too much of a difference, really, like design wise, to really have me go like goo goo gaga for it right now. Um, like the difference from the S6 to S8 was the quote unquote infinity display, where the bezel on both the notch and the chin were like pretty small. Now on the when the S9 it was the same thing, just a bit better battery, more cameras, but better cameras. But that was basically it. That was basically more cameras. Now on the S10 you have the hole punch, which is the whole Infinity O display, a hole punch display, whatever. It's changed. But what I'm trying to say is that I'm gonna try to hold out 6 more months to get the note because I've always wanted a note because it's first off bigger screen and you have a pen. Even though I may not use the pen as much as
Oh no,
I
you're gonna use
should.
the pen every time. So like I've tried out the pen and I have used styluses before. Every time I use a stylus, that's all I want to use.
I mean,
And
at least
I'll even when I do get into those times where I use the stylus, like I'll take my phone out and I'll like automatically habitually take out the stylus and I'll just start using it because it is really really nice to use.
I
You
mean,
almost become reliant on it at a certain point.
like one of my friends who also uses who has a Note 7. No, not Note 7. Not disastrous thing. But Note 9 I think it
Tell
was.
us how you really feel, Jack.
Well, okay, if you don't know about the Note 7, people have been calling it bombs, mainly because the battery collapsed on itself. Uh, but now they've been doing better with the battery side of things. So no worries there. But on the Note 7, the batteries, for whatever reason, just collapse inwards and it causes a fire and it causes a little explosion. So that's why they were banned
Which
on airplanes.
I'm sure really sucks when it's in your pocket.
Yes. Uh, but anyways,
That's
one of
what
my
I call a bad day. But
no, but one of my friends who uses the Note 9, he said he likes using the pen, but he doesn't use it enough. And the one thing that sucks with the pen is that when you have one of those screen protectors on it, depending on what kind of screen protector you get, like you get the film type ones, it really rubs down the pen tips, and you actually have to change out the pen tips, surprisingly. So you gotta pay extra for the pen tips, but yeah. Oh, last thing about this whole leak and about Samsung, and if Jacob wants to finish up with this topic, since we're almost at the end. Um, there have been rumors for the past year that the S series and the Note series were going to combine.
oh, interesting.
So
Oh, for like the S note.
they're gonna get rid of completely the Note series and just have the S series as the Note. Like you have the normal one without the pen, and you have
Oh,
the
so
one
they're
with the
gonna
pen.
kind of do what Apple did, where it's like the iPhone, iPhone Max, iPhone
Yeah,
Pro Max.
yes.
I don't know
But
how I feel about that.
still, like I'm hoping that way I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait
You're
an additional 6 months
hoping
for
that
it.
that's what's coming in the first quarter.
Yes, but who knows? The
The the Samsung
Samsung's being tight-lipped.
S21, the Samsung S21 Pro, the
No,
Samsung
no, it's not. No,
S21
sorry, sorry,
Pro.
sorry.
No,
I have to.
no, no,
I
no, no,
don't.
no, no.
I have to stop you there.
Pro Note.
I have to stop you there. They don't call it Pro. They call it Ultra.
Oh, right. Ultra, and then the Samsung S21 Ultra Note.
Note
And
that.
then the Ultra. The what?
You gotta note that down. Okay, enough of that. Enough
That
of
was
that.
worse. That was worse than my bad day one.
Enough of that. We'll end the We'll end the podcast with Jacob's topic, if since he wants to briefly talk about
Yeah, sure. So, as a developer, one of the forums that I'm on constantly is XDA developers, and I believe last week or so they announced last week to 2 weeks ago they announced that they're actually making a phone. It's called the XDA Pro One X, and what's really interesting about it is that it runs three different OSs. It runs Android, of course, and it runs Ubuntu Touch OS, and it also runs Lineage OS. It has a slide out keyboard, which I'm not 100% sure how I feel about that. Like, you really don't see that at all these days. Um, but I also think, like, technically speaking, the phone comes like pre-rooted because it allows you to get like a fully customized experience with it.
it.
Um, I mean, don't get me wrong, it is incredibly interesting, and like you can plug it into a computer, and then basically acts as like a computer. Um, and I would love to get one if it didn't cost like $700.
I mean, that's pretty like low to mid range for like smartphones or
Well,
flagship
yeah.
phones.
So like, there's a pre-early bird. So it's on Indiegogo. There's a pre-early bird which is 600. The full retail price is going to be $900.
Hmm.
And then there's also going to be like for the XDA community, there's going to be 600. It's going to be $639.
Hmm.
So it is really really interesting, and I am 100% going to be following this because it is really interesting. And while I don't post a lot on XDA, there are some like I do read a lot of articles on XDA. So
Hmm.
it's just going to be really, really interesting to see how how they handle things.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it's also coming in blue, which is another reason why I really want it because I'm pretty sure I said this in the past. Blue is my favorite color. So some of the specs, it's going to have a 66 key full QWERTY keyboard that
Hmm.
slides out from beneath the display, a Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 processor, dual SIM support, a fingerprint scanner, a dedicated camera button, USB C, because of course, and HDMI out, and far more. And
Ooh.
camera
Hmm.
wise, there's an 8 megapixel front camera and a 12 megapixel primary camera and a 5 megapixel secondary camera.
Mm.
So like they're not focused on the camera, which as much as like nowadays Samsung, Apple, and Google are focused on cameras a lot. Jack and I, we really don't care that much about the cameras. I was
Yeah.
fine with the Pixels 2 camera when they were all like softer, 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 which a lot, which I like a lot more. And as good as the camera is on the Pixel 4, sure, I really don't use the camera a lot,
Yeah.
but that is just me. So it is kind of good to see that they're not focused on the camera.
Hmm.
Um, but it is going to be super interesting to see what a lot of people's thoughts are about the Pro One X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting phone. A few things you named off, which is the Snapdragon 835. Um, they get on to the Snapdragon 875, so that's at least like 40 years old. But albeit
40?
four. I said four.
Well, yeah, I was pretty sure that's what you meant to say, but it sounded like you said 4D.
Oh. Anyways, I think this is a good stopping point. For this one.
Yeah, I think we actually covered a lot of things that we wanted to talk about this episode. We actually covered all the things we wanted to talk about this episode.
Okay.
Good for us.
Yeah. So this is the Tech Futurist. I am Jack.
And Jacob.
Signing off.